What is up, guys, and welcome back. You can tell by the title is I'm going to show you how I edit my photos. First thing after I do is after a shoot is I come back, get the photos off my SD card and put them onto my computer. So what I do is I then put them onto my phone. What I'm going to do is show you guys how I quickly edit a few photos. These are the 5 photos I've chosen that I'm going to edit. So once I've gone from a shoot, take them off to my SD card, put them onto my computer, send them to me. I don't like editing on a computer. Don't ask me. I use Lightroom. So what I tend to do is, you see here, you see the auto button. I'll just click that and wow, that's done what I was going to do anyway. It was that brighten it up. Now, the reason why I always hit auto is because it's automatic. 9 times out of 10, I just hit auto, and the photo is pretty much done. So, what I tend to do is I go into the light, and so I do the exposure and the contrast. If I think it's a bit too bright, I'll go a bit darker, maybe a couple hints down. That's perfect. So I'll tend to move up the contrast a little bit. Contrast, yes, I do say contrast or contrast. I do speak posh now and again, okay? Leave me alone. A bit more shadow on that. So I'll just play around with it, take away some of the whites, take away some more blacks. And then I'll go into the temperature. And you see where it says white balance. I will go and hit, you guessed it, auto to see what happened. And of course, no. Just go back to as shot, and then what I'll do is I'll just up the vibrance up a little bit more, bring the saturation down, no, bring the saturation up, sorry, perfect. So then I go into the details, so I give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of clarity. I want to have the texture on the trees a little bit more, so that's all I want to do. Let's try vignetting it a little bit. So I tend to, if it's sort of like that looks horrible, but I'll tend to sort of just put it in just slightly so it looks quite nice. So let's check. So that's before and this is after. So I'm pretty much liking it already. So once I've done that, I'll go to the details and I'll just bring up the sharpening a little bit, bring up the radius, bring up the detail, bring up the masking, bring in the noise reduction, bring up the contrast, bring up the color noise reduction, give it detail, bit of smoothness, bit more contrast, bit more noise reduction, bit more masking, and boom, there you go. Now, once I've done that, I will tend to go and have a look at the presets, see if I like any of the presets. Okay, I actually quite like that, so we're going to click with that, and that's it. That is simply it for landscapes. So again, we'll click auto. I'm liking that, so we'll just bring the exposure down just a little bit more, so I want that to be a little bit more silhouette-y. There we go, that is perfect, that is perfect. So I'm going to bring up the contrast just a bit more because I do want a bit more of a silhouette sort of thing going on. That's looking more beautiful. Bring out the blacks a bit more, bring up whites, actually less shadows, less highlights. Actually, yeah, that's perfect. So then I'll just up the vibrance just a bit more to give it that bit of colour, and then bring up the saturation just a little bit. Oh, that's a bit too much. That's perfect. So again, I go into detail, sharpening, bit of radius, bit of detail, bit of masking, bit of noise reduction, bit of contrast, bit of colour noise reduction, bit of smoothness, bit of detail. There you go. Sometimes I won't even go to the presets. Sometimes I'll just go through sort of different profiles. So I'm going to go with artistic because I'm liking the sort of like that style. I'm actually really liking that. So that's it. That's done. Now, you may have seen this guy before. His name is James. This is James. He's an actor and a photographer, and before the lockdown sort of hit, we went on a shoot on the same day, and we bumped into each other. So I'm really liking this, how I've taken it anyway, but I do think there's a bit exposure's a bit too high. So guess what? Hitting that auto, loving it already. Again, I'll just hit that light tab and just bring the exposure down just a tad more, just one more down. It just brings out the colours a bit more, I find. Just bring up the contrast a little bit. Again, I will go with auto, see if that makes it look better, and I'll then hit the black and white just to see how it would look in black and white. And I'm actually liking that in black and white. So much so, I'm going to put that back to as shot. I'll leave that there. Bring in the sharpening just a bit, radius, bit of detail, bit of masking, bit more noise reduction. I'm loving it. It's making the background sort of more blurry and him pop more. So bring up the contrast a little bit, more colour noise reduction, bit of detail and a bit of smoothness just to hide all that. I will go remove chromatic aberration. And then this photo was shot on my 75 to 300mm lens. What is it? No. Is it 50? I don't even know what zoom lens I've got. See, I keep. It was taken on my zoom lens. And I'm not liking the blurriness, so I'll go to manually select lens profile, make, Canon, up, straight away, 50. And away you go. There we go. Makes it pop even more. So I'll just use distortion correction just a little bit more. And vignetting. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I'm actually liking that in colour actually, because you've got a bit of colour coming out, like a bit of light hitting off the lens. So I'm like his lens of his glasses. So I'm actually liking that. So